This just in, did a huge TikToker come after a small indie brand? Did Urban Decay call themselves out for being boring but use an OnlyFans person in their campaign to do so? And finally, you guys said you guys wanted some more book content, so we're gonna try something new, so stay tuned to the end of the video for that. So with that said, besties, grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's dive into it. Alrighty, hello my most beautiful friends. It's New Makeup Release Sunday, where we sit back, relax, and we talk about all the beauty news that has been announced and sneak peek, as well as some industry news. So we're gonna kick off today's top story with Selena Spooky Boo versus Glaminatrix Cosmetics. Now, I will say this right here. Huge credit goes to Jen Love for doing a really big deep dive on this. And the only reason I even know that Jen Love did is because I happened to see Selena Spooky Boo's video 6 days ago. I downloaded it. And then I went back to go screen record the comment section, and I saw Jen Love commenting on it, calling her a liar. And I was like, oh, whoa, wait, does Jen Love say anything? So I went on to Jen Love's TikTok, and she actually did a full deep dive on the situation between Glaminatrix Cosmetics and Selena Spooky Boo. So I'll make sure I link Jen Love's TikTok as well as her channel down below. I absolutely love watching her content. She's an amazing deep dive content creator. Talking about all the top beauty news that happens in the makeup industry. And if you guys want to go check her out, like I said, I'll link her down below. So huge props to her for kind of grabbing my attention in the first place. So if you guys don't know who Selena Spooky Boo is, she's a massive TikToker. She first gained notoriety. She first gained her popularity back in 2020 when TikTok was literally all the rage, where she would consistently post her sleepwalking videos. I discovered her then, and during that time I really fell in love with her personality. I fell in love with her content because I felt like we had so much in common. And then I saw that she was releasing a makeup palette, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get it. And it was called like You're the Shit palette, and it's a poop palette. And I was like, okay, as someone who has really bad tummy issues, this one's for me. I bought that palette and I did a review on that palette. Now, my palette came in broken. I reviewed it. I did talk about the quality not being the best in that video, but I did share my experience with my bathroom issues and all that type of stuff, and I didn't really think anything of it. Now, I did hear from Selena Spooky Boo. I'll post a little message right here where she actually reached out to me to thank me for my video and wanted to send me a replacement of my broken palette. I was like, oh my god, that's so sweet. You absolutely don't have to. I did give my address out to her, and then she's never opened my message since. Like, never opened my message since. I never heard from her. I never got a replacement palette, and to me, it was fine. Like, I genuinely did not care. It was just her trying to be, I guess, sweet for me, and I moved on from the situation. I didn't think anything of it. Then fast forward years later, Spooky Boo came out with another poop palette, and I saw that one when she was announcing it, and I was like, it doesn't really scream poop to me. Like, I don't get the poop vibes. The names, sure, right? But the color story itself, I just did not see poop. And so I ended up not getting that palette. I also didn't really see her advertise it much. I didn't really see her play with it, show it off, show different looks you could do with it. I just didn't see much with it. She kind of just talked about it, and then she just quickly moved on to all of her other stuff. So I was just like, are you just doing it just to do this? Because I know she heavily talks about her books. She's also an author, and she consistently talks about her books and promotes her books. You think she'd do the same thing about her cosmetics brand, but she doesn't. It doesn't get enough love. Like, she hasn't talked about her palettes in a very long time. So again, I didn't think about it. I just kind of overlooked it. And we all move forward. And then fast forward to this, I fast forward to April 1st, 2025, Glaminatrix Cosmetics posted a tease for the Tones of Turd palette. Now, when this got posted, this was just generally an April Fool's joke. They didn't expect it to blow up the way that it did. And everybody, including myself, was like, you have to turn this into a legitimate palette. Now, I do distinctly recall Glaminatrix Cosmetics posting it to their story, saying that they were unaware that another creator had posted the same, another creator had created a poop themed palette. They linked that original palette and said, if you guys want to shop the original creator's poop themed palette, please go here. We hear all your thoughts. We definitely want to acknowledge it. We love Selena Spooky Boo. This is her brand. This is her palette. And then they said, we're going to go ahead and continue forward. I did not think much of it. I think a lot of people didn't think much of it. I thought it was really cool that they were supporting her brand. And then they ended up coming out with the actual Tones Turd palette. I loved that palette. I still love that palette. I literally talked about, again, all my stomach issues with that palette in that review, and I had a really great time doing so. So when I happened to go on TikTok, 6 days ago, and I saw that Selena Spooky Boo did a TikTok video calling out Glaminatrix and pretty much essentially sending her millions of followers to hate on this brand, I was shocked. Like, I genuinely was shocked. Here's what she had to say. I am going to cut it down because it's a pretty long video. But here's what she had to say.
I am a sweet little baby who likes no drama whatsoever, but I have been power tagged. I usually don't look at my tags, but I was tagged so many times today that I have to address drama that I don't want to be a part of. I have a super small business called Beauty X Boo. It was birthed in 2021, and I only ever sell like 1 to 2 makeup products at a time, things that I developed and created that like I really, really like. And of course, one that I created was this. It's the poop palette. This one sold out just a bit ago, but this one has always been up for the last, I think, like 2 years. It's like, you're the shit deuce. Put it on me to create poop humor. I do not, own poop humor. I don't own poop palette, but some happen, and I'll be honest. I just kind of feel kind of gross, and it just kind of hurt my feelings. And just because so many freaking people are asking me about it these last 2 days, I've gone down the rabbit hole. We're just gonna talk about it for a minute. First, this is my website. April Fool's Day, this company, Glaminatrix Cosmetics, posts a Tones of Turds palette. I didn't see this. I have now learned about this. So I was like, okay, because this is what I was getting tagged in today, like crazy. Going into these old posts and stuff, I found that I was tagged a lot and stuff like that. But I decided to dig a little deeper and see if they ever like reached out. Like, I don't own poop. I don't, but I think what shocked me was like exact names and exact colors out of my palettes were used. So I went in my email and I found this in my spam. They had wrote me and they said that they were an indie brand, same, hey, and they were from Australia and that they had done this April Fool's thing. And then to their surprise and panic, that I got brought up a lot. And they said that they hadn't seen my palette before. But today with my research, they follow me. And I kind of post about it for a lot there for a minute. So that's not the matter. Here's what happened. This is where I got sad. They said, here's a wild idea. Why don't we join forces and actually make this happen? Their palette. Which, why would I do that? Mine exists. You can buy it right now. And then they said, we're thinking about a 15-pan palette. Same humor, but elevated, prettier tones. Do you not think mine is... Wow, are you so passively kind of mean? Mean girl vibe, yo. Like, when you go to a YouTube video of mine, there it is. You go into any link in bio, there it is. Like, it's everywhere. It almost seems like they think that I created it once and maybe it didn't exist. But, like, I think it's pretty. Look at that. I didn't want it to be all classic browns. I wanted you to really play with the colors of your asshole. I'm sorry. With the names that they chose and stuff, like a lot of them, you could tell that they had seen the ones that I use and they try to do variations of it. I'm not in their head. I can't say that. But like there are colors that are like so freaking close. And there's actual like skid mark was used. And I feel like maybe they saw it and they saw how much people liked it and they wanted to run with it. And that's cool. But it just feels like part of it feels kind of bad. But the weird thing too is my palette has one more color than theirs, and I'm not being shady, but mine is $29, and theirs is $87. So, if you want to support a sad hoe today for $29, pick up You're the Shit.
Now, when I saw that, I genuinely was disappointed because I love Selena. I think she makes some fantastic, hysterical content. She does a lot of spooky things that I love watching. So to see her kind of tear down a small indie brand was just really disheartening for me because I don't think she did a lot of research when it came to the situation. Like, she sat there and said in her video that this brand followed her, right? You don't know when a brand follows somebody. Like, just because a brand follows you doesn't necessarily mean they've been following you from the very beginning. So they might not know that you have a cosmetics line or created a poop theme palette yourself. It was brought to Glaminatrix's attention. They tagged your brand in their story. They acknowledged it. And then they chose to reach out to you to ask for a collaboration. You chose not to respond to them. You ignored them. Now, I'll play devil's advocate here. She's a huge content creator. Her DMs are probably filled with people consistently reaching out to her, asking for collabs or responding to her stories or just messaging her as a whole. So she probably generally does not look at a lot of her comment section. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have an Instagram and someone messages you, someone DMs you that you're not following, it goes into a message request. Like, it typically goes into a message request. My message request section is filled up, and I go through it occasionally. I don't check it every single day. So there could be things in there that I personally have missed. It can get very overwhelming at times. So I don't blame her for maybe not seeing the initial message. It's just really sad. It was just kind of how she came at this brand, because Glaminatrix Cosmetics and the Selena Spooky Boo palettes are two completely different entities. Like, these are the two palettes from Selena Spooky Boo right here. This is Glaminatrix. First off, the color story is completely different. Like, absolutely completely different. Yeah, two shades are somewhat similar, and the shade names are just like one shade name called Skid Mark. One's black, one's brown. I'm sorry, but there are very, very, like, to me, they're different. They're completely different qualities. So, you know, someone who reviewed her initial palette, I could tell you right now, they're completely different qualities. I wish I still had mine. I did declutter mine long ago because, like I said, it was completely broken. There was no point in me keeping it. So I wish I still had the palette to compare, but I don't. But I did do a review. I will link it down below if you guys do want to check it out. And I understand her frustration. Like, I understand Selena Spooky Boo's frustration to be like, hey, I have my own poop theme palette. This brand kind of copied me. But your poop theme palette, one came out in 2020, one came out in 2023. It's not like Glaminatrix posted right on top of it. They posted it years later. They called it something completely different. And no offense, but you don't own a poop theme palette. You don't own the trademark to it. It's poop humor. And how many other brands we see do this? Like, ColourPop came out with a Barbie collection. So did Glamour. ColourPop did a Twilight collection. So did Glamour. And you don't see those two brands going back and forth being like, you stole my idea. Like, it happens. Like, I feel like there's only so many themes that you can do. And I feel like this was definitely handled the wrong way. And I feel like Jen Love did an amazing deep dive on the situation because she actually spoke to Glaminatrix herself. And she actually got to have an email back and forth between the brand, asking them kind of what happened, what's their side of the story. And I definitely feel like Glaminatrix kind of got the short end of the stick in the way that they're being attacked by millions of people. I kind of don't blame them for wanting to delete some comments. It could just take a toll. Getting hate on is very overwhelming. Like, it could be very overwhelming. And so, you know, I think that this whole thing was just handled poorly. I feel like there could have definitely been a conversation between the two behind the scenes. I don't think that Selena Boo was necessarily in the right because she didn't have a trademark. She doesn't own the right to it. And I think that Glaminatrix completely has something so separate. And it's just really kind of sad to see someone that I loved watching kind of go after a small indie brand the way that she did, just to kind of advertise her own. Because in her video, which even Jen Love points out, she says my palette's $29, but Glaminatrix is $88. Well, Glaminatrix is $88 from the Canadian conversion because she's from Canada, but it's only $67 here US dollars. And we can't see the conversion between the Canada and US conversion between her palette. So I don't know. I just kind of found this whole situation to be a little distasteful, and I feel really bad for Glaminatrix because they got a lot of hate their way. And like I said, I loved watching Spooky Boo's content, but just kind of seeing how she just went after this brand without even necessarily having a conversation with them first was just really sad. Because at the end of the day, I've had brands do me dirty, like absolutely had brands do me dirty, and I've wanted nothing more than just to sit on here and tell you guys all the shady things that have been done to me behind closed doors and like things that brands have done and said to me, but I haven't because it's just no point. Do you know what I mean? Will I talk about it one day? Sure, one day I'll talk about it, but today's not that day. And I feel like this could have been a very healthy discussion behind the scenes. And yeah, I was just really sad to see because I absolutely love the Tones to Turn palette, and that's their #1 bestseller palette with Glaminatrix, and I feel like this has kind of dampened that for them because of the fact that Selena Spooky Boo has pretty much gone after them for what she says copying her palette, when if you put them literally side by side, they are nowhere similar, at least in my opinion. So with that said, I want to know from you guys, do you guys think that Glaminatrix was in the wrong for creating a Tones of Tur palette, or do you think you think Selena was in the wrong for how she went about the situation? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, a huge thanks for Jen Love for doing a deep dive on this. Like I said, I'll have her information linked down below as well. The next story I want to talk about is actually from Urban Decay. Now, I happened to come across this TikTok of these two girls talking in a podcast about how Urban Decay is kind of labeling himself as boring, but they did so by using an OnlyFans content creator to talk about it. And I was like, wait, what? Let me show you.
Have you been following Urban Decay?
I mean, I do, but I don't know what you're talking about. So tell me more.
There's an image. It says sensitive content. This image may contain boring or bland content. See why. The caption is, this look violates no community guidelines except ours. What is this? Because I have been saying this for a minute. I am bored as fuck with the beauty industry. They post a video with Ari Kitsia. Ari Kitsia popped up on my feed last year, and I started following her just because I thought she was cute and funny. Later, I found out she's a sex worker and she's on OnlyFans, and she's 24 years old. The video says, expression gets flagged, conformity goes viral, censorship is out of control. Just ask Ari Kitsia. hits ya. I'm gonna play you this video.
Breaking news! We interrupt your scrolls with an urgent message. We are in a blandemic. Wasn't makeup made to perform on stage, on camera, and yes, on mattresses? Censorship is out of control. Coming for my content? What really needs to be canceled? Boring makeup. It's time to end this plague of dry because I'm not turned on and neither are you. Let's blur the bland, bleep the boring, and bring uncensored makeup back to center stage.
I think that Urban Decay is getting back to business.
What do you guys think about them using a sex worker / OnlyFans model to promote their brand? To pretty much say Urban Decay and makeup as a whole has been completely boring. Let's go back to the basics. Let's bring back fun, creativity, fun, bold makeup to make it fun again. Like, what do you guys think? For me personally, it doesn't bother me that they put a OF model. For me, it doesn't bother me that they put an OF worker on like the front and center of the brand. It doesn't bother me because like, I guess for my opinion, girl, get your coin. You know what I mean? Like, get your coin. But I did think it was kind of funny that they said that we were in a blandemic because, like, I low-key was looking at Urban Decay being like, but you're part of the problem. Because in my opinion, I love them, but they create really boring, basic makeup products. So I wonder if they're just seeing the way the industry is now, and maybe they're just realizing people are just so over the same exact thing every single makeup launch. And for me personally, I don't get as excited about makeup anymore. Everything's the same. Everything's so safe. Everything is just like, okay, it's the same palette, same neutral colors over and over and over again. And Urban Decay was 1,000% part of that problem with everything that they were releasing, like their whole Naked line. Boring and basic in my opinion. So they want to use an OF, sex worker as their face of their campaign to start bringing back bold makeup looks and bold creativity and makeup products. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. I know some people were up in arms about this because some people really disagree with women being in that industry. To each their own. I don't judge. But at the same time, I think it's kind of fun. I think it's kind of different. I kind of think it's exciting that they have someone that's just different representing their brand and can maybe possibly bring creativity back, innovation back, a really bold, fun, beautiful makeup back instead of the same thing over and over and over again. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think this is a good decision on Urban Decay's part? Do you guys think their brand is boring, or do you think they're finally going to be able to go back to the basics and create really fun, bold, innovative makeup? Let me know in the comments below. And finally, stay tuned to the end of today's video because you guys said you want me to start doing more book content within my channel. I recently sat down with you guys and I talked about how I don't really know what I want to do because like the person that said it to me had good intentions, but they felt like I need to figure out a different career path. And I love doing this job and I love doing makeup, but I want to film stuff that you guys like seeing. You guys love my shopping video. Like, I was so surprised at how well you guys took that video. But you guys also said you want me to incorporate some books. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do just that at the end of the video. We'll see how it does, but stay tuned for that. So with that said, let's dive into this week's new makeup releases. So we're going to start off with Glaminatrix. Glaminatrix just launched their brand new Douse Mendoza X Glaminatrix collection. This is going to come with an eyeshadow palette, 2 lip kits, an under eye setting powder, a blush trio, and a mirror. Now, you guys can buy this entire collection, I think, with the PR box for $152. But if you guys don't want the PR box, it does retail for $143. The palette does retail for $35, but you do get 30 shades in there. The snatching powders are $24. The 2 lip kits are going to be $25, and then the blush trio is $20. The mascara, there's also a bit mascara for $18, and then the mirror is going to be for $22. Now, they recently had a mega TikTok live this past Friday where they were, I think, online for like close to 10 hours. They were giving away tons of prizes, doing flash sales on these products, and I want to let you guys know that for the first time, I didn't buy the collection. I did not buy the collection. One, I was told that I was going to be getting all the PR for upcoming launches, and then I never did, which, again, it's okay. I don't really care because at the end of the day, I'm not entitled to any PR, but if you're not going to send it to me, just tell me so I can prepare whether or not I want to buy it, right? For me, I did not buy the collection. However, when I get paid this week, I am going to buy the palette just for myself because I own pretty much every single Glaminatrix palette minus one, and I want to have it for my collection. Like, I want to have it for me. I want to have my collection, so I will just be buying the palette just by itself, but I did not buy the entire. I want to buy the palette for itself, but I have no intentions of buying the full collection. You guys know I love anything and everything Glaminatrix, but for me, this isn't like a licensed collection. I'm really happy for the creator. Like, I really hope they made fantastic money off of this. I hope they had a very successful launch, but like, I don't follow the creator. I don't follow the creator like I just did when I saw who they're collabing with. But like, I generally don't know their stuff. I don't watch their stuff. I just followed them when I saw who Glaminatrix was collaborating with, but I generally don't know who they are as a person or what their content's all about. But I really hope they had a successful launch. So for me, this wasn't a collection I needed to get, but I still just want to have the palette just for myself. But if you guys do know the creator and you guys want to pick it up, it is available right now. You guys can use my code Allie to save you guys 15% off. It looked like a really fun launch party that they went to. I was invited to that, but I was just unable to go. But yeah, I did pass on this collection as a whole. Up next, I know we just talked about Glaminatrix, but they just launched a brand new palette called Bonfire. It's actually what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. This palette does retail for $61, and this is supposed to be marketed as a like bonfire into the summer palette where you're sitting there, you're at a bonfire, you're surrounded by the woods, and you're like camping. And for me, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. No, it's fall. It's fall. It's a fall palette. That's literally all I see with it. It's an absolutely beautiful palette. I did film an eye look, so you guys will see that coming up. But it is available right now. I know this is kind of really soon towards their Tones of Turd / Grounded palette. I know it's kind of back-to-back releases, but they did reach out to the people who do get their PR saying, hey, we're so sorry, we do have to have these kind of back-to-back. Of how the Tones of Turd was originally not supposed to be a thing, but it was the only time for them to launch it, so they did have to have back-to-back launches, what they do not like doing. So that's why it's kind of back-to-back. That's kind of why it's so close to the other one, but it is available right now, and I will say, I think it's a beautiful palette. Up next, speaking of fall, I believe I talked to you guys about this a couple weeks ago, but just in case, Dior officially drops their fall 2025 collection. And it doesn't say what the price points are, just that it's going to be coming soon, but there's going to be 5 different color palettes. And I have to tell you guys, I think these are just so ugly. I'll just say it, ugly. And they just don't scream fall in my opinion. Like, I'll never understand where they come up with these fall colors. Like, what? That's a spring palette. If anything, that's spring. That's not fall. But you know what? Teach their own, right? But they're also going to be launching some lipsticks to go with it as well. I've never actually tried a Dior lipstick. I think I've tried their lip oils, but never tried their actual lipstick, so I don't know the quality of it. But for me, this is not fall. I don't know why they market it as fall. I think they just mean like it's dropping during the fall season, but don't market it as such. At least Trend Mood's marketing as such. And for me, I'm like, no, that's not fall. Up next, I literally also just talked about this brand, but Urban Decay is launching 2 new multitasking eyeshadow palettes. Meet the Naked Shape palettes. These are all-in-one eyeshadow palettes were developed with a makeup artist and designed to shape, shade, define, sculpt, and highlight. Experience cream, matte, shimmers, and glimmer toppers eyeshadows that deliver full face application, up to 16-hour wear, crease resistant, fade resistant, transfer resistant, vegan, cruelty-free, and they're $56 each. Need I say more? Need I say more? Do we see that? So they wanted to get rid of the Blandemic, right? That's what they're marketing themselves as. Well, what do you guys think? Are they doing just that? Are they getting rid of the Blandemic? Because, well, from what I can see, where's the big bold innovation? Because I don't see that here. But that's just me. I digress. That's just me. I don't see it, but maybe other people do. But I will say, as much as I love Urban Decay, that is such an easy pass for me. Up next, y'all, we got our first Halloween drop of the year. It is from NYX Cosmetics. They're collaborating once again with Netflix to create the Wednesday collection. It's going to be celebrating the brand new season. It's going to come with a stained glass cheek palette for $15, the Nevermore Academy eyeshadow palette for $20, some lip oils, and some eyeliners, a phone umbrella, and the whole thing is going to retail for $90. Now, for me, I liked the show. I thought it was a really cool show. So for me, I thought this would have been a cool little collection, but the color stories just don't really like stand out to me. Like, as much as I kind of want to get it just for it being a Halloween palette, because you guys know I love buying anything and everything Halloween, I don't know if I'll get the whole collection. I might just buy the palette for myself. The umbrella phone case thing, it's very interesting. Like, I don't know where I would use this at, but I also love the fact that the eyeliner is like a little violin case. Like, NYX is trying. Like, NYX is definitely trying to create something really cool and innovative for their brand, and I thought this was a really cute collection. Like I said, I'm probably going to pass on the whole thing. I might just get the palette for myself, but other than that, it's cute, it's fun, and it's really like kind of on theme with the Wednesday show. So if that's something you guys are interested in, it says that this is available right now. Up next, it looks like Hermes Beauty officially dropped their fall 2025 collection, and that's going to be coming. It's limited edition, and it's going to be a geometric, poetic, elegant packaging inspired by the It's inspired by the forms of design circles and square. It's also gonna have lipsticks in the collection, and this is their fall collection. I just want to know like who sits on these board members. I just want to know who sits on these meetings and go, you know what? Let's create a fall collection and let's not use any fall colors. And let's just use geometrical shapes and say it's fall. Like what? It's kind of ugly. It's like luxury makeup can be so unaesthetic at times, and I'll never understand it, but people love it. You know what? Props to them. It's an easy pass for me. That's all I'm gonna say. Next, Cosmic Brushes just launched their brand new Smolder palette. It's a nod to the 90s and early 2000s with a neutral color story with a wash of color for the perfect smoky look with a twist. There's gonna be 20 shades, 12 mattes, and 8 metallics. It retails for $39. It's available as of right now, and I did pick this up for myself because I really do love Cosmic Brushes. I think they have incredible formula, and for me, I thought this was a really pretty color story. Definitely more on the like, you know, neutral side with this wash of color, but I think it's really beautiful. I think it's really beautiful, and for me, I think it's just their quality that stands out to me a lot when it comes to this brand, so I had to pick it up. So I don't know when it's going to come in because it does come from the UK, and I'm not affiliated with the brand whatsoever, but I am excited to get my hands on this and like play with it. Okay, so up next, speaking of a collection I'm going to pass on the brand new Urban Decay, the iconic all-nighter setting spray collection. These officially just got an upgrade. So they're upgrading the all-nighter matte waterproof makeup setting spray, the all-nighter glow hydrating waterproof setting spray, and the all-nighter waterproof makeup setting spray. These are now going to be a new ultrafine weightless mist that will be available in 2 different sizes. They're going to be up to a 24-hour wear. They're enhanced performance for 24 hours, and they have a new sprayer for the ultra fine mist. So the bottles are going to change from what they used to look like to their new design. And for me, like, I did not like their original like setting spray. Like, I liked how it performed, but I did not like the mister because I feel like the bottle itself would get clogged. So you spray it in your face and it's just a straight jet to your face. You're like, ah, God, like you're getting sprayed by a freaking hose right in the face. So now they're moving it on to a mister, which could be great as well, unless it gets clogged again, then it can like be like that spray again. But I'm kind of excited to see it being more of a mister quality compared to their previous component. So if you guys have these sprays, what do you guys think of them? Do you guys like them? Are you guys excited for the new upgraded like ultra mist spray? Let me know in the comments below. Up next, it looks like Jaclyn has a new mascara coming out. They're launching the new Lash Lifter Up and Out Mascara. It says this is a lash highlighter designed to make your eyes shine. Just one swipe and your eyes pop instantly. Lift, lengthen, and light up your look with a feathered shape double-sided brush designed to hug your eye shape in 3 rows of micro tooth combs to catch and coat every lash from root to tip. So it's going to retail for $5.99. I will say that I'm going to pass because I don't care for Jaclyn. I won't shop from the brand. However, I will say that the mascara itself does look pretty legit. Like, that's a mascara that I generally would like to try if I shop the brand. The wand is definitely eye-catching for me. Like, that is like type of wand that I'd be really into to really find out, is it going to length? Is it going to separate? Is it going to like lift my lashes? Is it going to make them stay curled all day? Like, this is something I would love to like test out. So if you guys do shop up, you know, Jaclyn, and you guys try out this mascara, please let me know the quality. I'm just generally curious to see, is this going to perform the way that it says it's going to? So let me know if you guys try it out. Next, looks like Rare Beauty has a new launch coming to Sephora. It says that this is going to be available as of August 7th. There's no other date other than this is going to be coming soon. It just says, make every moment rare. Something new is about to drop. I'm curious to see what it's going to be. It looks like some sort of liquid. And I also see eyeshadow. I also see mascara. So like, is it a mascara? Is it brows? Is it lips? Is it eyeshadow? Maybe like liquid eyeshadow. Oh, that's probably what it is. It's probably liquid eyeshadow. I'm calling it liquid eyeshadow. I'm calling it right now. Which would be something that I do pass on because I'm not a big fan of, but I'm calling it right now. Up next, I've only seen these at Ulta, but I personally never picked them up. But it really feels like Ulta's trying to compete with Sephora favorites because Ulta just launched some brand new Beauty Finds by Ulta Beauty kits. There's going to be a Nourish Lip Kit for $24, a Lash Obsession for $24, a Campus Chic Back to School Beauty Essentials for $29, Desk to Dorm All-in-One Beauty Kit for $29, and Period Positivity for $29. This definitely is very reminiscent to the Sephora favorites. Now it's going to be the Ulta Beauty kits, and I kind of want to try them. I kind of want to try them. Like I kind of want to, and for me, I kind of want to try them. Like, I've seen them in the store. I just generally have never picked them up. I'm just really curious to see what these are. Like I see the Room to Desk. Like I see that they have the Ellis Brooklyn Apple and Love sample in there, which is one of my favorite perfumes from them. So like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is something that I should check out? Do you guys think I should compare them to like the Sephora favorites? Like for me, I always think the Sephora favorites are just like absolutely worth it. The Ulta Beauty kits, I feel like they definitely put some of their own brand in there, which, you know, obviously makes sense, but they also put like other brands in there as well. I don't know. I've never seen one talk about them. So if that's something you guys are wanting me to test out for you guys, for science, of course, let me know. I want to let me know. Let me know if there's something you guys want me to test out for you guys. Up next, this is a collab that I did not expect, but it looks like Revlon is teaming up with Guy Fieri to release a new super lustrous glass shine balm in Flavor Town. The balm comes with a barbecue themed stickers that can be used on the case, and it's going to retail for $10.49. I'm going to pass. Why they're doing this? I don't know. Like Guy Fieri, what does he have to do with makeup? Next, Blend Bunny Cosmetics is teaming up once again with Ellis Atlantis for their Volume 2 collection. This is going to be launching on August 1st at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys can use my code Allie, save you guys 10% off. And this time they're releasing quite a bit. So releasing the Ellis Volume 2 Eye and Face Palette. This is going to be a palette that redefines what a neutral eyeshadow can be. With 30 velvety matte shades, it's your gateway to endless neutral dreams. It's going to retail for $42. They're also launching the Garden of Stars Face and Eye Palette. This is an 18 shade constellation of ethereal tones. This palette extends the creative universe of Volume 1 and 2, designed for the eyes, but never bound by that limit. It's going to retail for $48. And they're launching also the Volume 2 Origin and Imperial palette. It says affordability is a guiding light in every collection. So we divided the 30-pan Ellis palette into two celestial 15-pan companions, one cool, one warm. That way you can embrace Volume 2's magic at your own pace. They're going to be $21 each. So I think it's kind of cool that they did that. So they're releasing, I guess technically 2 palettes, but it's going to be 4 altogether. 2 are going to be their new ones, and then they're releasing 2 of the two mini ones that has to be 2 mini ones are the smaller version of the big pan palette. What do you guys think? I loved my first palette, and this to me is very different from what they originally created. They usually had like a rainbow palette from the first one, so this one's very different. I love the theme of it. I think they did a really good job with this one. So let me know. Are you guys excited about this one? You guys like, oh my god, that's a lot. I'm kind of intimidated. Let me know. And then last but not least, I could not believe my eyes, but Ellis Brooklyn has a new perfume coming out called Queen Caramel. And this will be launching on August 11th over at Sephora. And to my surprise, like seriously, to my surprise, they sent it to me in PR. They sent it to me with a little mini version of the Apple in Love. And I was like, wait, what? Like you sent me a perfume that hasn't even been launched yet. I was so shocked. I couldn't even speak. I literally couldn't speak because I've had a rough week. Again, I'll talk to you guys about it in the future. And I just could not believe that I got that palette, or that I got that package. I was just like, what is happening? I thought it was incredibly sweet. It smells amazing. It smells just like caramel, and it blends perfectly with the Apple in Love palette for layering. You guys know I love to layer my scents. And I think this is going to be a beautiful perfume for the entire fall season. So with that said, besties, that wraps up the makeup portion of today's video. So if you guys are still here and you guys are into books, I said that I was going to start bringing books into this video. So I figured I would do book of the week. It's something new, something I literally just came up with while I was shitting on the toilet this morning. And I was like, okay, you guys always ask me for book recommendations. I always post them on my stories whenever I finish a book. And I also have a Goodreads. If you guys didn't know, I could leave it linked down below. But I just want to talk about books I've been reading. So I recently finished this book called The Wolf King, and I gave it like 3.5 stars, but technically on Goodreads I gave it 4 because I don't think it lets me do 3.5. But this is The Wolf King right here, and if you guys have ever read Outlander, this is Outlander, but in a wolf form. This is sing me a song of a lass that is gone, sing can that lass be I. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. But this pretty much is about a girl named Rory. She's a princess at a castle, and her father is going to sell her off to this guy named Sebastian. He is a horrible, horrible man who really wants to hurt her for his gain. Do you know what I mean? Like hurt her for his gain. So what he does is like he takes these wolves that are humans, but they turn into wolves during the full moon. And they don't call themselves werewolves. They just call themselves wolves. And he takes them and he puts them into a fighting ring and pretty much makes them fight to the death for his own entertainment. Rory, the princess, sees that. She doesn't agree with it. And she stands up and she advocates for this alpha wolf that's trying to essentially put down one of his own pack members. She stands up and she fights against it. And Sebastian's pretty much like, this isn't going to happen. Like, you're not doing this to me. Like, you're so embarrassing. If you want to essentially sleep with the wolves, and then I'll put you in their cage once we're married, and they could do with you however they will. If you want to be like a girl that's rammed from behind, like the wolves and like they do the women in this, like that, like the wolves do the women, I'll make sure I can do that to you. So she was just like, screw you. Like, this is how I feel. Like, I'm gonna protect the wolves. So he stops the wolf fight he stops the wolf fight because she just is so like, please don't do this. He stops it for like his love for her, but really he just did it for his own gain. And the wolves get taken away. They get put into a kennel, and at night she sneaks into the kennel area and she helps to mend one of the wolves that was really injured and being like, let me help you. And the alpha was there and he's like, why are you helping us? She's like, because you guys are still deserve to be treated with respect. Well, she went to bed that night and then she heard a loud commotion. She woke up and then she saw that these two men were in her room trying to take her, and the alpha came in and said, I'm taking you with me. And essentially the alpha wolf kidnaps her and takes her to his clan, where there's a king wolf, and he has like 12 different clans come together to pretty much ultimately band together to fight what's happening with the southern tribe, with the southern kingdom, which is where she's from. The wolves are from the northern kingdom. She's part of the southern kingdom, and he kidnaps her, and it's this whole story that she gets to learn about maybe her father isn't as innocent as he claims to be. Maybe her kingdom is in the wrong for killing these wolves that are essentially still just human. They just have the ability to turn into wolves during a full moon, and she starts to realize that what she believed her entire life isn't necessarily true. And by the end of it, she has to decide, who does she want to defend? Does she want to defend her kingdom and go back to it and marry that horrible man, or does she want to stay with the wolves and become part of their clan and have the freedom that she's longed for her entire life? And if you've ever read Outlander, I'm telling you right now, this is Outlander. This is Jamie Fraser kidnaps Claire, takes her back to Lollybrock, and she essentially like falls in love with the enemy, and she betrays Frank Randall back in a different time period. And I love the Outlander series, by the way, and the last and final season is going to kill me. But that's essentially this right here. So it's men in kilt. It's a enemy to lover. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn, but it's also like a fast-paced story as well. There's more than one main MMC, and you don't really know which one you kind of want to root for, because one is really kind of dark and twisted, but like he has a backstory that kind of makes you understand where he's coming from. The other one is an alpha male who you really do like, but you kind of question some of his intentions. And then you have the main, FMC. She's just like, what do I want? What does my heart really want? The story does leave on a cliffhanger. So I'm already reading book number 2. This is available, I think, on Kindle Limited, so I will link it down below. But this is my book of the week. I did finish this a couple days ago. I do highly recommend it. Like I said, it's not my favorite read of the year, but it was fast-paced, it was entertaining, and as someone who loves Outlander, it's kind of nice to have like a reminiscent story of that in this book. It reminded me a lot of season 1 of Outlander. So yeah, definitely check it out, and let me know if you guys like this segment of the video where I do like book of the week and I talk about what book I'm reading that week and whether or not I think you guys should read it. So with that said, besties, that is it for today's video. Let me know down below, what did I talk about that you guys were most fascinated about, and and if you guys are getting anything this week, or is your wallet safe? So with that said, guys, that is it for today's video. If you guys liked today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful page members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.